4 acne trigger foods that might be making you break out. Today, you'll learn the 4 biggest acne trigger foods that I see that might be contributing to your cystic acne. Every week, I share everything I know about how to get you clear and glowing skin naturally, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. Hi there, I'm Jill Therese, and although it doesn't look like it right now, I struggled with terrible cystic acne for almost 15 years. My client, Amber, also struggled with some cystic acne problems, and via some of the action steps we're talking about below and my Clear Skin program, she was able to see dramatic clearing of her cystic acne. So let's jump in and discuss the 4 acne trigger foods. Acne trigger food number 1 is sugar. I know you just cried a little, but hear me out. So when I say sugar, I mean all white sugars, so bread, pastas, crackers, cakes, cookies, candy, all artificial white sugars that get processed immediately in your body as like a simple carbohydrate and or glucose. Glucose in your body naturally increases the amount of insulin in your body, which your body releases to lower your blood sugar. So when you're eating a ton of sugary foods, your body doesn't want your blood sugar to get too high, so it releases insulin. Unfortunately for us, insulin, a high amount of insulin, has been also shown to impact the overall inflammation in your body and also potentially increase the amount of cells at your pore, which is kind of step number 1 in terms of a zit and or a pimple forming, is that you have too many skin cells at your pore. So that is unfortunately how eating a diet high in sugar can negatively ultimately impact your acne. When I first heard this, I freaked out because I have a crazy sweet tooth and I have crazy sugar cravings. So what about you? Do you have a crazy sweet tooth? Type yes below in the comments. I would love to hear you, whether or not you do, and or also support you, because I've got some tricks up my sleeve. When I removed artificial sugars, I began to substitute with fruit sugars, and I saw a dramatic improvement in my acne, which was amazing and so exciting. Acne trigger number 2 is gluten. I know, I might have just made you sad again, I'm sorry. So gluten is a protein found in wheat, and the reason gluten may be negatively impacting your skin is because you might have either a significant allergy to it, which actually affects far less of the population than you might think. So a serious and significant gluten allergy really only impacts about 1% or less of the population, or you have a slight sensitivity to gluten. What happens if you're struggling with a sensitivity to gluten is that over time, as you eat this food, gluten, that bothers your stomach, it can create minor irritations in the lining of your stomach, which can lead to some intestinal permeability. So leaky gut, perhaps you have heard of the term, and that basically means that that lining of your stomach gets irritated, and as a result, your body isn't able to absorb possibly as many of the clear skin vitamins as it normally does. So things like zinc and vitamin A. And in fact, a lot of acne sufferers are shown to be quite low in those vitamins, and those vitamins directly impact the overall inflammation levels in our skin. Acne trigger food number 3 is dairy. I feel like I'm breaking your heart at every turn here, but just hear me out. So this is kind of a common issue for a lot of people for many different reasons. So number 1, you might have a slight sensitivity to dairy and or you're lactose intolerant. So you don't possess the enzyme that allows you to process dairy. You probably know if that's you. The other reason that you might be having some problems with dairy and acne linked is a little bit more insidious. Often, the animals that produce dairy products are raised in sometimes unsavory environments, unfortunately. So they're overcrowded, there's a ton of animals in one place, and as a result, they're exposed to a ton of diseases, and so they're often given a ton of antibiotics. Then also, because farmers want to increase their profits, often animals that produce dairy products that we eat will also be fed growth hormones. So unfortunately, what happens is that when we eat dairy, if it's not sourced from an organic, pasture-raised type farm, the dairy that we're eating can come with a lot of kind of excess hormones and antibiotics in it, which can really impact our acne. And in fact, one of my clients, Alex, really struggled with a dairy issue. She wasn't necessarily lactose intolerant, but she struggled with some dairy problems. And after removing a few dairy items and creating some substitutes in my Clear Skin program, she was able to dramatically clear her acne. So that could be a thing for you. Definitely check it out if you have a suspicion that it is. Acne trigger food number 4, Nightshade veggies. You might have just had a large question mark appear in your brain, and that's fine. I did too. I call this acne trigger food the dark horse of acne trigger foods. Nightshade veggies can be all different types of herbs, plants, trees. So a few examples are tomatoes, eggplants, goji berries, pimento, paprika. The list kind of goes on and on. I go into more why Nightshade veggies may be causing your acne in a blog post listed below, but very simply, you might be having, again, a similar reaction to the gluten issue. So it might be causing some type of intestinal permeability and or allergic sensitivity reaction in your stomach that's causing inflammation ultimately to show up in your skin. So now that you have these 4 acne trigger foods kind of in the back of your mind, so sugar, gluten, dairy, and nightshade veggies, do you want more help in figuring out what's contributing to your overall breakouts? I've created an acne personality quiz to help you with this very question. Will take you just 30 seconds, and it's a 10-question quiz to help you figure out your root acne triggers, grab 3 customized acne clearing steps, as well as 3 customized acne clearing recipes for you. So you can download that via the link below. Also, if you're interested in joining a private, empathetic, and safe community of women struggling with acne issues just like you, feel free to click the link below and join our Facebook group. We would love to have you and love to support you. If you like this video and these deets on the 4 acne trigger foods, comment below with your favorite fruit. Mine is pineapple, and I love to grab that if and when I'm struggling with some type of like sugar craving, because that's a real thing. So leave me your favorite fruit below, and I'll support you there by cheering you on for grabbing that instead of Starburst, which would be my old go-to. Thanks for being here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video.